Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Presented by Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply, TVS Euro Grip and Goel TMT.
Good evening and welcome, viewers. I said to you some time back that when the truth comes out, it will come out like a tsunami. It will be unstoppable. Many of you got restless over the last 1 year and you asked me, Arnab, why don't the people who conspired against Republic not get exposed? And I promised you that they will. Well, tonight that tsunami is visible on the horizon and the conspirators are scared, frustrated and silent. The signed statement filed by the investigating agency before the competent court has the suspended, tainted Sachin Vaze confessing that he concocted the TRP case on political instructions of the then Home Minister of Maharashtra, Anil Deshmukh, who was giving him instructions to fix Republic. He says the other case closed after investigation was reopened for political instructions, on political instructions. He says, and it's on statement, on oath, that in both these cases, he was under direct orders and directions from the ex-Home Minister of Maharashtra, Anil Deshmukh, to somehow arrest me. It's on record. So all the charges against me and Republic, all those ridiculous lies have been proven, admitted, and now found to be a bunch of falsehoods and fabrications aimed at targeting me personally and Republic by misusing public office. This is all on record, documented before the courts. The truth is out. Truth is winning. Republic is winning. And the wily and scheming group which assumed that it has a right to abuse the system to fix a news network has no answers. That's why they are silent. Now, I can understand the intentions of the police and politicians. All my life, I have fought many politicians. It's an age-old strategy for them. Only this time, they targeted an organization like Republic that refused to crack and fought back hard, because we always knew and we know that the people are on our side and righteousness is on our side. But viewers, what about those opportunistic hypocrites in the media? You know who I'm talking about, viewers. What about those opportunistic hypocrites in the media who hate Republic, either because of our ideological line, our nationalism, our popularity, or perhaps our success? Those losers in the Lutyens media who cannot fathom the fact or stand up to the reality that the Republic network has carved a place in the hearts of the Indian people. These losers, these media players joined hands with people accused of extortion. They joined hands with criminals. They joined hands with people now accused of murder to fix us. And I am asking you tonight, viewers, and you must ask this question too. When people in the media stoop as low as these Lutyens media did, they ensure it's all over for them. In our case, this media thought they could break Republic because they were hunting like hyenas in packs. They are like hyenas. They should go looking for carcasses. Republic is alive and Republic is strong. And the hyenas in the media, they're on the run now. They've disappeared. I won't name any, but viewers just find out some are refusing to anchor their shows tonight. I'm told they are very, very angry and upset that the truth has come out. Others are furious that you are questioning why they are blacking out the story about how Republic was fixed. On social media, everywhere, in every street corner today, people are asking these losers in the media, why did you conspire with opportunists, with criminals to try and fix Republic? I will let this scheming, manipulating media stew in their own sauce. But tonight I owe you incalculable gratitude. Thank you for being by our side. Thank you for always believing in Republic. You have made every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, the entire year of this fight worth it for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to you with two big debates tonight, viewers. First, viewers, happy to tell you, official, the entire TRP case was fixed, concocted and fabricated. Republic stands vindicated tonight. That's debate number one. At 10 o'clock tonight, CNX poll shows massive endorsement of the Modi model of governance. Fiery political face-off at 10. And at 10:20 tonight, will the media which colluded with the Vaze cabal against Republic apologize to the people of this country? All this and more is coming up, and here are the headlines this Friday evening on the debate tonight. Sachin Vaze confesses to the conspiracy against Republic, says he was asked to fix Republic and arrest me. TRP case was political fixing, and the truth about that political fixing is on paper tonight. Your channel, Republic, has won. Public office was used to concoct fake cases, biggest conspiracy against any media organization in the history of this country. Media houses that colluded and had a field day, who were complicit in the conspiracy, are all hiding tonight. Over 2.2 crore vaccinations in one day. India has smashed a record that no country in the world can even imagine. CNX poll on Republic shows massive endorsement for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's governance model. This time last year, a conspiracy was hatched against your channel and your network. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last 1 year, we have been tirelessly peeling off every layer of this dark, deep, malicious conspiracy. For 1 year now, we at the Republic Media Network have been telling you that the truth will win, and tonight the truth has won. It's the end of the road for the conspirators, because Sachin Vaze has confessed on record in a statement before the courts that he was asked politically, on political instructions, to fix Republic and arrest me. It's on record. The tide has turned. Let's debate.
BARC ने जो अपनी एनालिटिकल रिपोर्ट सबमिट की है, उसमें जो नाम सामने आया है वो है रिपब्लिक टेलीविजन का, जिसमें के सस्पिशन ट्रेंड्स टीआरपी के देखे गए.
That was the beginning of a scam they cooked up. And from the beginning, Republic told you it was a hit job.
We have such, this is how we keep our accounts, viewers. ये देखिए, I want to ask today, which media owner in India, Ishkaran, can come on a TV program and hold his book of accounts?
We told you their intention was to harass Team Republic and Arnab.
You were physically assaulted.
I am not assaulted.
Physically assaulted.
Arey, when?
Sachin, you and he have. Assault! Don't push!
The controversial cop they unleashed has been thrown out of the system, along with his cabal. They are a disgrace to the uniform. Sachin Vaze's confession has revealed the truth about what happened in October and November 2020. This is what Sachin Vaze has said in his statement to the Enforcement Directorate in the investigation against Anil Deshmukh, the former Maharashtra Home Minister. He confesses that he was given directions straight from the former Home Minister to arrest Arnab Goswami in the TRP case. Sachin Vaze has confessed that he was asked to give regular updates to Anil Deshmukh. Back then, Sachin Vaze thought he had gamed the entire criminal justice system. Because it was a case, I believe, that was closed by the police itself.
Yeah, the same police and same court has opened it.
Sachin Vaze's confession has big implications. It proves the entire TRP case was a fixed and a fraud case to target Republic. It proves the TRP case was fixed to target Republic and Arnab. It proves that there was a deep conspiracy to somehow arrest Arnab. It proves that Arnab and Republic were the number one target and that false cases were created. It proves that the anti-Republic media colluded in amplifying fabricated cases.
Camera out.
Yeah.
Camera out.
Yeah. Sir, he has been cooperating with the summons. Why have you arrested him in such a fashion? He has been interrogated for over 100 hours, sir.
First to go, get out of this.
If you don't
First to
mind.
get out of this. First to get out of this. Get out of this.
Yes.
First to get out of this.
In November 2020, Justice Chandrachud in his judgment sent a strong message to the state on Arnab's arrest while granting bail. He observed, "Doors of this court cannot be closed to a citizen who is able to establish prima facie that the instrumentality of the state is being weaponized for using the force of criminal law." Hari Salve, who fought and continues to fight for Republic, had argued that Arnab's arrest was just a smokescreen to teach him a lesson.
That tsunami of truth has been unleashed because today the revelations and evidence that I have with me have far-reaching implications for the Republic Media Network. This is the worst ever misuse and abuse of public office to fix, frame and crush independent media in this country, M.R. Venkatesh.
They arrested our CEO, Vikas Kanchandani. They arrested Ghanshyam Singh. They summoned our top officials and the entire newsroom. But tonight, look at what's happening. Parambir is on the run. Sachin Vaze is in jail. Republic has won. The political fixing has been exposed. The people have had the last word. Let's debate.
Personally, I repeat once again, deep sense of gratitude I have in my heart for all the support that we have got. On the 7th of October is the completion of 1 year of this persecution. And boy, oh boy, how every member of the Republic Media Network has fought, and it's not been easy. Let me tell you, viewers, all I want to say is people look at the consequence sometimes and they say, see, you won. We told you you'd win. I know that belief carries us through. It is the wind beneath our wings. But 1 year of fighting this entire corrupt system, 1 year of fighting a combination of politicians, policemen, and worst of all, may I say this, worst of all, and most disgracefully so, I will have to start by saying the media. Yes. Because the media, MR, you know, it is the most disgraceful thing of it. It breaks my heart tonight to start with the media. But I cannot believe, you know, even tonight they are blacking out the news, the biggest news story, every #1 conversation in the country, the confessions of Vaze that I was told by Deshmukh to fix Republic, it was being done under political instruction, #1 headline, the Watergate moment of this country, blacked out by the media. And I feel that's very unfortunate because they end up revealing their complicity in all of this. We must start by commenting on that aspect as well. I welcome MR, General Bakshi, Ishkaran, Sohail, Swapnil Kothari, Neera Mishra, and Rami Desai. But MR, I want to start by talking about the media. you know,
Yes.
their role in this, their participation, their complicity in this, most unfortunate and totally avoidable.
Absolutely, Arnab. It's a despicable act. You know, Arnab, I always give a metaphor to where you were being chased. It was a pack of hyenas.
Yeah.
But the leader of the pack was the media. If I have to show a metaphorical or a graphical picture of what happens in the Discovery Channel day in, day out, you were like a poor deer and an innocent deer, and there was a pack of hyenas, and the media was one of those which was the leader of the pack. They were so gleeful, they were so happy, they were so joyful amongst one of them. Actually, they should have stood by you. And God forbid if it happens amongst lawyers, chartered accountants, doctors, any other profession, we all would have come together. We would all come together and said, nothing doing, you cannot harass one amongst us like this. But shame on the media, shame on what you have as your guild or whatever you have. All of them kept silent. They were so joyful, so glee that they distributed virtually sweets at your arrest. I'm sorry to say, Arnab, they are not human beings. They are not what they are worth. They would find a separate special cell for them in the hell when they meet their makers. I tell you this, when they go out to meet their maker, they will have a special cell for them, reserved, designed by the Lord himself. I say this because, Arnab, this is not an emotional moment. Because, you know, Arnab, I want to reveal something very private that happened.
Yeah.
Today is the day on which I should reveal. Arnab, when I called you to ask you to write the foreword for my book,
yeah,
there were people who told me that, why do you go to Arnab? He is done and dusted. I said, this is the time I will ask my friend, and you know how much time I waited for you to write the foreword for my book.
Yeah.
Because this is the time I had to stand by you. This was the way in which your friend should stand by you. This was not the time to desert you. And Arnab, you have come out of hell spick and span. That is the most pleasing thing that we are seeing today. Vaze's confession under section 50 of the PML Act is some sort of an evidence that you can go about showing everywhere that I was not any a villain. I was fixed by the Mumbai police. The Mumbai police used the CRPC to weaponize, and that's what they did. Unfortunately, Arnab, it wouldn't have come at a wrong time for the Maharashtra government, Maharashtra police, Mumbai police. This is something devastates them from within, and I think your case is over. My dear friend, I am very, very happy for you. Today in our house, we are celebrating. I'm sure many of your viewers are celebrating.
I thank you, MR. I have no words. I stand with you together in fraternal gratitude to you, MR. Before I go to General Bakshi, I want to go to Sohail. You know, Sohail, today there is documentation, by which I mean printed evidence, of how a murder-accused ex-cop was given explicit political instructions to fix me with a direct intention to arrest me, which means that what has surfaced today with the charge sheet submitted to the City Civil Court and Additional Sessions Court of Greater Mumbai, which says, and I quote, in the TRP case, Shri Anil Deshmukh wanted to arrest Arnab Goswami. He goes on to say Anil Deshmukh was giving direct instructions and directions. The idea was to pick up the TRP case, target Republic, which means, and come to think of it, Sohail, the biggest ever conspiracy against any news organization in the history of independent India, a blatant and gross abuse of public office. Those at the very helm of maintaining law and order slaughtered it out of vendetta. Just slaughtered it out of vendetta. Implications are tremendous for our system, Sohail. Tremendous. A complete distortion and concoction of facts in a way that is unimaginable. No law and order, no semblance of law and order. And a lot of it because you felt you had those who are in the media with you, but sheer implications. I think globally this is some kind of a horrific example, stands out.
to my mind, Arnab, I remember vividly the call that your wife and I had on the morning of Wednesday, November the 4th, when these brutes had barged into your apartment and not only misbehaved with you, even with Shay, with a family, with a person who was maliciously being targeted, as it now appears, for political reasons. But I want to say a couple of things. You know, I'm not into this sloganeering of truth will prevail and blah, blah, blah. The people who have attacked you today are hiding in caves of shame.
Yeah.
The people who targeted you today are completely faceless, they are ashamed, and they have no place to hide. What did they do to you, and why did they do this? When you left Times Now and started Republic, there was envy amongst the media. You made a transition from a professional to an entrepreneur, which burnt a lot of people, as it always does. Number two, you started it with the dint of courage, conviction, transparency, which again burnt them. What did they try to do through the TRP scam? I'm from advertising and marketing, so I know this pretty well, more than most people do. They tried to hurt you by trying to poison the minds of clients who had reposed faith in the Republic network. They tried to hurt you economically, they tried to hurt you socially, they tried to hurt you personally.
Yeah.
Today, when we look back, people need to be answerable at all levels. People must be accountable for the actions they took without veracity, without proof, without checking. What this is, it's a day of not recrimination, it's also a day of reparation. But I'll tell you one thing, the media must recognize the same people who hounded you are liable and will be hounded one day. This was a time for the media to stand united. This was not a time for some editors' guild to issue a wishy-washy statement, which they're so well versed in doing. This was a time for the nation, like your viewers rallied around you. It was a time for the marketing and the advertising community to rally around you. Between you and me, a lot of us within that community did. But the fact is that there was economic bruising that was also the malicious idea behind the targeting of Arnab Goswami and Republic Network. So where are we today? Today you stand vindicated. Nothing has changed. Today you stand prouder, you stand more courageous, you stand stronger. And suddenly the tables have turned. You know, MR talks about the Lord will build another cage. I haven't seen the Lord. I don't know which cage he will build, but I hope he does. But all I'm saying is this whole thing about next birth, karma has bitten them in this birth, in this lifetime. And what we need to recognize is that today, the vindication of Arnab Goswami, the vindication of the Republic Network sends out a very strong signal that when you play with fire, remember that that same fire can completely annihilate you. And that's the message that must go out. The message that must go out to the politicians is that ultimately, justice is about fairness. Arnab Goswami and the Republic Network were treated unjustly because it was unfair. The way they treated you, the way they treated the family, the way they targeted you, the way they targeted your colleagues, the way they moved people into prison. This is not a banana republic. And I think it's time today for Republic to tell the Republic of India that thank you for getting Republic to share the courage with the entire Republic of India, because that's the only way things will move. And let me end by saying in my opening remarks, Arnab, many congratulations. You can only go further, you can go ahead, you can only soar as you must. There is a place on this planet for good people with good intent. And that's what we've established. That's what you've established today. More power to you, more power to each one of your colleagues, but most importantly, more power to the families of your colleagues and your own family that stood by you in that messy, messy period of time when Arnab Goswami was being hunted.
Well, Sohail, I'll say this. I once again thank you, my brother, and for the way you stood up at that time for my colleagues, for our network, and for my family. You know, we're all very fond of you, and I thank you for this. And I want to say something before I come to General Bakshi. That General Bakshi, when I was in prison, General Bakshi, I would be taken for interrogation early in the morning and returned late in the evening. I don't know what they wanted to interrogate me for, though I was told by some of those people interrogating me on the aside that why don't you slow down? When you slow down, we'll slow down. And that was a kind of wink moment from their side. But when this was happening, General Bakshi, I remember one day when I was being brought back to my prison cell from the interrogation room, I was stopped by a Sufi preacher in a neighboring cell. And there were about 40 prisoners in that cell, and the Sufi preacher, I still have what he wrote out for me. He said, I have to write something for you, and I don't want to, if they see me writing this for you, then probably I will be punished, but I must talk about what he said. He said, I know the pain that you are going through, and I know that you are right, and I want you to know that we are holding a special prayer for you. And that evening, when I came back, in two cells adjoining, I could hear the prayers that were being put out for us in Republic. At that time, someone told me, General Bakshi, that you must hold heart because General Bakshi has taken about a few people and gone to meet the President of India. And General Bakshi and I know each other a long time. And when the media gave up and joined in the celebrations, General Bakshi, when people in the media were happy that this time we'll finish Republic, you did, what a father would have done. And that was tremendous. I always wanted to thank you, and so I'm saying this to you tonight.
Arnab, your battle, our battle, and I can only say I am a supporter of the Republic channel from outside because it is a cause. Our battle was for principles. Our battle was in defense of the hallowed tenets of this Republic. Liberty, fraternity, equality before the law. Arnab, this is the world's largest democracy. So help us God. I, your father, we have the privilege to fight for this country, to fight for this democracy. We were on the battlefields, Arnab. We risked our lives, we risked our all. For what? This is not a banana republic. This is not a mafia Raj. The liberty of a citizen cannot be so easily taken away and trifled with. If you are doing your duty as a leading light of the Indian press to stand up for the truth, you cannot be muzzled. You cannot be threatened. You cannot be intimidated. A whole slew of cases cannot be put against you. The people of this republic will not stand up for it. And the high and mighty will fall one day, Arnab. And how the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Arnab, there is strength in this country. It is not a banana republic. It is not Haiti. And nobody can reduce it to that. We will fight and we will die if we have to, but we will defend it. Arnab, you are not an individual. You are a cause. And if some true-blooded Indian does not stand up for the cause, well, he needs to give up his citizenship. The truth will prevail. Arnab, Satyamev Jayate, of
Yes,
course,
sir.
is our national motto. But even more than that is a Vedic Vakya. Satyena Titishtai Jagam. The truth is the foundation of this earth, said the Vedas, that you and I learned at home. And when it is a battle of principle, you do not count the costs. You do not count costs. That is what I was taught when I went to my regiment. That when there is evil, it has to be fought against. When you see injustice, you stand up and fight, boy. When you see the enemy, there is only one way you can die. With your face towards the foe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? With our faces towards the foe. And I tell you, you are a colonel's son. You are an army boy. We expect you to keep up this fight till the very end. May God bless you. May God bless the Republic. May God bless India.
Thank you, sir. The larger issue in all of this that has emerged and which I think about often tonight, because we have no fear. Let me say this to you more personally. I am saying, General Bakshi, when you go through, when you cross the Rubicon of that level of injustice, you lose that sense of fear. I have no fear in my heart because I've seen what's on the other side. But the question is not that. The question is today, Swapnil, more fundamental, Ishkaran, it is about the abuse of office. And I have done this, I have covered this 12 years since the CWG scam. 11, 12 years. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And all we have questioned is the abuse of office. Abuse of office, Swapnil, is not a joke. It is a serious crime. Whether by Kalmadi, whether by Ashok Chavan allegedly, whether by Lalit Modi or anyone, the abuse of office is no joke. It is a serious crime. It is the betrayal of the people of India. It is a breach of the most fundamental duty of the person. It is a damn dangerous precedent, Swapnil. In my case, why I want to make this case a case, and I must say this tonight, I am determined more than ever to fight to the finish on this case now. I will fight this to the finish, this particular case now, because this is about the abuse of power. It is about the gross abuse of power. Swapnil used to fix individuals, media houses who don't fall in line, brazen attitude by a political police media cabal that believes that no rule of law applies to them. You can use power in any which way. This collusion, this dirty and scandalous nexus between politics and policemen now add to this, Swapnil, a big dose of the media. You're violating every conceivable section of the Indian Penal Code, but you believe that you're above question. And because the Republic Network becomes that little thorn in the flesh. And tonight I'll just say this, viewers. I know I'm a thorn in the flesh. For some people in the media, I know I am. I was when I started the previous channel. I became a bigger thorn in the flesh when we launched our network, when we expanded. But what would the country do without the thorns in the flesh, Swapnil? These people would have a free run. So they wanted to cut the thorn.
Yes. Arnab, the people who thought that they are above the rule of law and they are beyond the parameters of the Constitution, the law, unfortunately, or should I say fortunately for you and fortunately for the Republic and for the country, has found them like a hydra-headed monster. The predatory are never far from the purgatory, as the saying goes, whether be it in the media, whether be it in the police, whether be it in the political spectrum. As any professional chess grandmaster will tell you that your position is that of a secure king who has got all its pieces around it trying to protect you. And by pieces, I mean not only your individuals and the well-wishers and your teammates, but the universe is conspiring to ensure that one of its best people, one of its best luminaries is trying to do something good for the entire city, country, and possibly the world as you go along on the global stage, and I'm seeing you dealing with the Taliban and the Afghanistan crisis. As I see most of my own alma mater, Georgetown professors coming through there, and most of the people who are working in international institutions whom I've interacted with earlier, and whom I do get in touch with some time or the other, I notice one thing, Arnab, that you're trying to ensure the stability of the Southeast Asian region. And once you do that, and once you endeavor to do that, you're going to make more enemies, you're going to be bigger thorns in the flesh. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to ensure that India remains a democracy. And if India does not remain one, then there is very little hope for the whole world. As your friend Tariq Fateh had also said, that we are so deeply mired in our own philosophy that if we forget to see some things which are right before our eyes and which are more ghoulish than any poltergeist that we can encounter sometime in the middle of the night. Now, as far as the TRP case is concerned, that case is dead, given this confessional statement of Mr. Vaze in a court of law.
Yes.
Both under the PMLA Act and both under the IPC. So I do not even want to discuss this dead case. You have gone past that. You have succeeded in that. It's only a matter of time. Your abetment to suicide case is out and done and dusted with. What I'm trying to say is, as Victor Hugo said, that nothing is as strong as an idea whose time has come. Republic is not only just a thought, but an idea which can withstand many a Jebelsian onslaught that you have faced in the last year with tremendous amount of courage, grit, and determination. And you will for most part, for every single time, you will find people rallying behind you, and you will succeed at every juncture. Let me tell you that the courts will be always behind someone who is a freedom, who is a champion of freedom,
the
who
courts
always
will
goes along with the clarion call, because ultimately the courts are concerned with justice.
No,
and that is what you stand
no,
for.
that the courts will. Swapnil, the courts will. The courts will. I know. But what shocks me is the brazenness. All I'm saying is a lot of people calling in tonight saying, Arnab, this happened to you, it happened to Republic. Imagine what any other citizen goes through in this country.
Exactly.
Just imagine. Just imagine, you can have a riot, you can kill people in this country and get away with it. And this is in a situation where Ishkaran, Supreme Court in 2014 case ruled that a policeman is liable for prosecution if he files a charge sheet against a person despite knowing his innocence. This is exactly what they have done against me. Exactly. Exactly. This is as malicious prosecution as it can be. What are the remedies?
Arnab, firstly, I think you're being too kind to yourself by calling yourself a thorn in the flesh. You are more like a prick in the conscience, because the thorn in the flesh can be removed. But when the conscience is pricked, even when you are alone in the room, you can't escape from that. Arnab, and also I would like to tell you something in my own experience. I was told that you are going to be destroyed economically.
Yes.
You will be dead mentally because in the morning people have swarmed in your house. Possibly physically also. Sachin Vaze, all said and done, is an accused of terror and murder crimes. And you are definitely dead as a journalist. That time I also told that person that the reports of Arnab's death are being grossly exaggerated.
Yes.
I did not think it would come out so soon with such vindication, but I'm very happy for you and for the country that it has come out. But one thing I will tell you, Arnab, on November 4th when this happened, obviously Republic called and my phone was ringing. But when I went on YouTube, I could not believe the lakhs of people who joined, and they were literally crying, praying for your safety, that is Arnab okay? What do you know? Is Arnab okay? I literally for that week could not speak on anything else, could not talk on anything else, because everybody, whether it was a YouTube live, Facebook live, Instagram live, had only one question. Is Arnab safe? When would Arnab be out? And second, they had the choicest of words for police and sometimes for other institutions, which I had to calm down as a lawyer. I said, have faith, but common people, when they get angry, their language sometimes is not parliamentary. And you as a person, even you do that, I do that. I told everybody, calm down, and what a spectacular order came from the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
But more than that now, I hope the order travels further, because an Arnab Goswami, Arnab, sometimes we don't decide to choose, we'll make history or not. All this happened to you was not of your choosing. But this vindication, where Sachin Vaze, who came to attack you, is a terror and a murder accused. Where a Paramveer Singh is hiding, a Mumbai police commissioner is in hiding from Maharashtra police. You couldn't have written that script. Where the home minister is not in office. Even if you wanted, you couldn't write that script. That is what maybe karma playing its role, that these people will go bonkers, fight amongst themselves, or somebody would be crazy enough to plant an Antilla operation. That is something was not in your control. But your courage, your fortitude in fighting for the right cause was in your control. And maybe that is why God stepped in, or karma stepped in, or this script got wrote, which is actually stranger than fiction, because no man could have predicted this. No man could have written that this sort of a thing, where home minister would not be in
the
office,
twists in this.
Commissioner would be rising, would be there. And Arnab, last one thing I would say is that Supreme Court has done an amazing, amazing order in this case, as it always does, but it needs to go further. And damages and compensation needs to be paid, whether you take it or it goes to charity. But that principle needs to come into India, that if a police officer arrests and harasses a person based on political pressure or based on his own whims and fancies,
that is the point.
He would pay.
That is the point.
I hope comes into it. So please fight for it.
Exactly.
Please
I will
fight those cases and get those orders from the court, because that would help every citizen of this country.
I will fight every minute. I have, as I said, I've crossed that line a long time back. And yes, I am aware that reports were put out of my destruction and possible demise. I'm glad to be alive with your blessings and support. I will tell you later of all that they did. And I haven't even put out 1% of what they have done to me personally in the public domain yet, because I'm not the story. The fight is. Sorry, Rami, to keep you waiting. So sorry, Neeraji, to keep you waiting. But you want to take it forward. They did it all on political instructions. You see, Rami, they have said now, every summons, every arrest, every charge was on political instructions. And I have the confession on paper.
Absolutely, Arnab. Good evening, first of all, Arnab. I don't know whether today to say congratulations to you or not, because as far as I am concerned, you and your channel were vindicated a long time ago. I remember very clearly what you went through day after day. We were debating the blatant and bizarre misuse of law, discussing, this hopelessness in a situation where, obviously protectors turn persecutors. However, the day you came back from Taloja, it was absolutely incredible for me and for a lot of other people to see the kind of love, the kind of support that you received. Those pictures of thousands of people waiting for a glimpse of you was absolutely unprecedented. I don't think I have ever seen a journalist or a channel enjoy that kind of confidence of the nation. So I think that was your real vindication. Having said that, Arnab, let me say, what I've read, that there were over 2,000 bars that they were collecting money from, that Mr. Vaze paid 2 crores for his reinstatement. All these sort of facts that are emerging now was not lost on anybody at that time as well, I mean, people came out in the pandemic. People came out on a working day to show their support, not just to you, but to make a point to the government and the political powers that were so invested in this persecution, You see, people are not stupid. They understood that, this is a witch hunt. They understood that Sachin Vaze's political masters have misused their powers, and that this has been a battle between right and wrong from the very beginning, And I'll tell you something, Arnab, just as I was on this show, I got a message from somebody who I don't know, but messaged me on Twitter and said, please, repeat this to Arnab. My name is Rishabh Singh. And I want to say that I came a really long way to see him when he came out of Taloja. What does that mean? It means that, people were absolutely aware of everything that was going on. They knew which side of the line you stood on and where these people stood. These so-called representatives of the people of Maharashtra, this unholy alliance that we have there, should hang their heads in shame today because they stand completely exposed. The other people who stand exposed, and I find absolutely amazing, is, your Lutyens cabal. I mean, do they not have a responsibility towards people? Do they not need to stand by what is the truth, what is evident? It was shocking to see that there was this entire media cabal that was almost like clapping to see this channel go down. For what? Just because, maybe it was competitiveness or, maybe it was some sort of vindictiveness on their part. But has this what we've come down to? There is no integrity in our service and our jobs. There is no responsibility to the nation, which I find really unacceptable. If it wasn't for the Supreme Court, what would have happened? One shudders to think. But who I really feel sad for is I feel sad for people who unfortunately Arnab don't have the kind of access that you do. You had this sort of huge support. You had the Supreme Court, take up this issue very seriously, give you a date. You had stellar representation, but what about the common man? The common man that is being misled by a media that doesn't care to, serve the truth. The common man that doesn't have this kind of support system or access. What about them? And I really, really do hold these so-called political representatives to task. I hold the Lutyens media fraternity to task. They scream freedom of speech at every given opportunity, except when it doesn't suit them. And if this is what we've come down to, I really think we should shut our TVs off, shut these channels off, and just, really just, forget about it. Because I don't think I don't think this kind of conspiracy could have been lost on them. The whole situation was about fundamental rights that were being trampled on.
It's about, about really, Rami, it's really, and I want to go to Neera, it's really about trying to make a citizen feel helpless. If you look at this, you say, okay, we will make Republic feel helpless. We will destroy them economically.
Absolutely.
We will destroy the head of the organization, and we'll send a message. It was all, Neera, it was about sending a message to everyone. You take us on, we'll put the whole system behind you. We can destroy a media organization. A citizen is nothing. That was the kind of messaging going on, Neera, that I felt was the whole idea behind this.
Good evening, Arnab, and I would like to congratulate you not only today, but if I have an opportunity every day, because every day you are a source of inspiration of what you are scripting. The Republic is scripting the story of the media dharma. The dharma that you have followed, the principles that you have followed of exposing corruption, speaking for the people, speaking for righteousness, and that the tragic, this very sad drama, the painful drama, I would say, of vendetta that you and Republic has gone through is a fitting example of what it takes, in fact, for a common citizen to fight. And so, I think it is time that we also talk about the extreme silence of the Duryodhan gang. Why it is that they are all silent then, they were silent now. I remember the day that you were taken to Taloja, we all were there at Delhi, out speaking out and talking against it, but the Litwins Delhi was absolutely silent. Staying in Delhi, sitting at IIC, I could see them actually whispering and being happy about it. It was a very, very painful sight for us, and that's why I say Republic stands out as a channel that is scripting the media dharma, and you need all the support of not only the people of India, but even the judiciary, which has thankfully now realized. Secondly, another aspect on this very painful drama of vendetta that went through, that media Republic went through, is that the whole, the whole political mafia I'm calling them mafia because they are not rulers, they are not our servants. They're supposed to be elected to be servants. But they are mafia to fill their own pockets, they are mafia to control people in the wrong way. And the 77-page charge sheet is basically the grave they had dug for themselves. You know, there is a kahawat in Hindi कि किसी के लिए कुआं खोदोगे तो उसमें खुद गिरोगे. And this is exactly, so it's not only Satyameva Jayate, that is one of the principles on which we stand. Also that the universal justice, the law of universal justice will fall on you if you are following the wrong, doing the wrong things. And you stood out against the drug mafia, you stood out against the political mafia, you stood out, you spoke for Sushant's death, and all this was actually creating a channel of the network that you were entering, and they had to stop that network. And so this very, very painful drama, I'm repeating, the drama of vendetta against Arnab and the media and the Republic media has been a telling example for people to wake up. Wake up, media, wake up before it is too late, and you will get caught in that web that you have created, because Arnab will stand out. Republic will stand out because they are standing for righteousness, they are standing for dharma. I'm sorry, I come from the land of Draupadi, my trust is called Draupadi, and I have seen the injustice in the Delhi riots. And my article, if you remember, Arnab, I started by saying truth has a way of coming out.
It will.
Truth will come out, emerges from anywhere, and today is the day. Every day the truth is coming out, and it is all because there is one person, there is one channel that has kept up the dharma of media.
Well,
so
that is the very reason.
Which is going to go a long way in establishing.
That is the very reason.
Yes.
That is the only reason I launched Republic. That is the only reason why Republic is alive.
Yes. Yes,
and that is the only reason we are continuing to grow. That is all that we have. And today I feel if I have you with me, everything is possible. I've run short of time. I have to take a break. I fold my hands in a thank you and a namaste, and I can't say with deep gratitude to all my viewers tonight.
He is also like my father.
Deep gratitude on behalf of my entire team.
And keep it up. We are with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the other side.